Whoa, it's Wulzy. Welcome back to the Geometry Dash building video. I have always loved the level Clubstep. It's just so iconic in the way that it looks, the way that it plays, the amount of fakes it throws at you, and it reminds me of my long lost family, especially the ship part. You see this image right here? This is a picture of my father. That's me and my bro just chilling, and my father was just so well designed. There's so many intricacies in the bricks that are placed. There may or may not be a new sweater and hoodie in the merch store. Whoa. A Clubstep monster is a building of peace. It may be a monster, but its recognizable stature and just consistent design, it can really feel like home for a new creator. Now, in commemoration of the fact that I've almost, reached 4 weeks straight of constant content, I feel like just taking a load off, and that is why I am going to be building a Clubstep-based challenge and then blowing it up in this video. The blowing up, I can't really explain that one. It's just a family tradition, okay? I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. The bottom line is there is a brand new design on the merch store. Thank you, Mel's, for drawing and crowd-made for the servers. I'm actually adding a new channel to my Discord server for merch pictures, and if you send me proof of purchase of any item in the store, I will pick 3 random people by this time next week, 6 p.m. British time, Monday, and I will send a full Discord Nitro gift. Just a little something to give back for the amazing time that I've had this month building stuff for the channel. Just as a token of my appreciation for you guys sticking around. I'm honestly having so much fun with the channel right now, switching up how the content comes through with shorts and stuff. And yeah, I just want to give back a little bit and create a product that we can celebrate together, right? Anyway, enough of the goofy stuff. I've just skipped commentating this entire thing. My fault. Sometimes I get a little passionate, okay? That should be all good for the design of them. It's now time to add the spikes on top. I'm going to be using the same outline color, but with a slightly darker detail. What if I set the lines to black? That looks more like it. I'm going to use my incredible shading technique, which is going to be a spike on black and black based detail. If I can press the right buttons, please. Then we add a group to use on an alpha trigger real quick. Number 2, half opacity. Maybe a bit less than half opacity just to add a bit of shading on the bottom of the spike. And I guess also to shade this block too. Yeah, look at that. I might also just add another opacity real quick with half of whatever's on here. Just to maybe section it a little bit. Just make it look a bit more. Yeah. It's like a compartment, but there's no solid line there. And then I could also just change the brightness here and mimic whatever I just changed with these bricks too. All right, sweet. I just need to add a couple more spikes because it's looking kind of goofy. Okay, because this gameplay sucks right here, I'm going to add a massive D block right at the beginning of the level, like this, which is going to lock to the player's position. I'm going to set up one as invisible first and then put this block on. So it's just a D, but it has a massive hitbox, I promise. 4, lock X, Y, just zoom this all the way up to the sky. I want to make a little bit of a challenge leading up into the explosion. Okay, you know what I just noticed? You see how these bricks aren't fully showing? That's because they're placed on the exact same layer as the blocks, so they need to go up one. Also, I should probably just select a couple of random bricks and just flip them just to vary it a little bit at least. Number 1, number 2, boom. Okay, this works. This might not be as possible because I've moved the spikes to really dumb locations, but we'll see. It's actually a wave challenge now. Let's go. I decided to add a few innocent looking Clubstep monsters that sit here before you move on to the main course of the level, the demolition. Yes! Alright, it's time for the final Clubstep monster. We spread the spikes across like this. Make it theoretically possible, but not really. Get rid of that group. Get a new one, number 9. So he's all the way over there. He's locked to the x-axis. And then we're going to have big movement right now, like minus 400. Exponential in, out, just because it's a nice little easing. We can put 5 seconds maybe. So he's going to approach. I don't think this is the right easing, in fact. I think an ease in out would be better. Maybe just increasing the rate. So he's approaching, and then, don't like that. He needs to appear on screen first. Let's go back to here. So he's going to appear, and then he's going to have a bit of time before he moves forward. There he is, and then we'd hit a toggle at some point there. We can change the easing back now. So, boom. You would hit the toggle right there. So let's put toggle trigger right here. T3. We'll make it... Let's just make it orange and orange. Why not? More saturated, please. With some glow behind it. This can rotate in. 10 is going to have a 4-second exponential movement. 1 time around 360. It's also going to be moved way off of the screen initially. So initially it's to the right and down, and then as we get closer to it, we need to find out the perfect move time that's going to put it right there. To the left and up, and it should be ease out. Toggle. Okay, cool. That would work. Let's just run through what's going to happen when this toggle trigger is pressed. These blocks are going to be toggled off on group 11. This glow right here, number 12, is going to fade off. So let's set up some triggers down here that are going to be spawn triggered, like this and this. 0 opacity. Really short fade time. These are going to be on group 13, which is initially going to be toggled off, and this toggle trigger is going to toggle it on. So when you hit these, this group will be activated and this group will be activated, which activates the triggers. Now we also need movements on that same group for every single object. So then I'm going to go row by row and start adding groups here. These objects are counting on this row, I'd say. Then both of these and the 2 lines at the side next, and all of these go on 18. Following on to the bottom sides, we're going to make any wraparounds that group. Shouldn't matter in the long scheme, the grand scheme things and the long run. Why can't I talk? Anyway, next, these 2 bricks, and then these 2, and then I guess these 3? I don't know. I'll figure it out. All the way down to the bottom. Here we have the spikes, top set and bottom set. The glow's fading off, then we're gonna go blocks. Lots of groups right now, but it's gonna be worth it when this is all done. Now I just need to go back to the beginning and go column by column. So no 2 objects should have the same combination of group numbers. Shouldn't matter if 1 or 2 of them have the same combination, but mostly they gotta be mixed. Spikes can also go column by column. These can stay, and then we gotta go row by row with the regular blocks too. We should hit about 60 groups here, which is only about 50 for this bursting, destroying effect, exploding effect. So we are going to set out triggers that are spawn triggered with like 2-second out easings, like exponential out, starting with 14, giving the trigger group 13 for its actual property. And we just need to pick a number, really. We're gonna have some positive, some negative, because why not? Just increasing the group number for every single one as well. We could give every single object a group, but that would use a lot of groups, and I'm not really here for that. By assigning 2 groups to every single object, you're kind of covering more by doing less. Just an easier way of doing things. Then after this, we have to set up movements for every single group. Woohoo! So again, as a reminder, these triggers won't happen until I hit the toggle orb. So it doesn't matter where I put them on the x-axis. I could put them at the start of the level even, all the way back here, just to keep them out the way, I guess, so I can add some movements. Yeah, the only thing that should matter is when I hit this orb, boom, we have our first little explosion. I'm gonna make that a bit slower and then add a bit of extra rotation to some of them, just like dotting them in. Like these can be +2 times around, and then we can have a -1 in there as well. Just make sure I don't select too many. That was kind of crazy. So this should be a bit more impactful. Yeah, okay. Some of the spikes barely even rotate, but that's okay because they're gonna move. Let's view this in normal mode. I mean, we're going to die, I think, to the spikes, but let's just double check. It looks so goofy. It looks so goofy. So now let's get it with the movement, starting with 14, spawn triggered again. We'll keep the move time the same easing as well. Group 13, and then we just drag both these sliders. Wait, we should make sure they always go to the right. Just a matter of copy, paste, that's all. Just like most of my videos. Here we go. We see the portal, and then boom, we explode the whole thing. Interesting. Here comes the most intense tweaking session that I've ever had in one of these gimmick videos. There are so many slight details in this just to polish the effect. It's one of those things where you can make a high caliber movement and rotation that functions well all together, but the actual quality in the level comes down to execution. If I could redo this section, I would move the object more to the right and less on the up to maybe dodge some debris after the explosion, but in classic Wulzy fashion, that's an idea that I gained after the heavy work, which is pretty much irreversible if you like yourself and you don't want to go through like 50 triggers, both rotations and movements. Anyway, hope you like the time lapse. Everything is explained next, don't worry. Okay, I've just tweaked this for so long. Basically, I changed the color to orange as you hit the orb because I just think it looks cooler. Makes it feel a bit more epic. Then we have a couple of movements to the right just for a little bit of impact as soon as you hit the toggle. There's a spawn triggered, of course. Then we have a little bit of movement to the left after a little while, just so when it rains down, you can really see it. This is the same thing. This strip is obviously the impact still. That's all you really need to know. This was a silly idea. I think I've executed it well. I'm no clipping, obviously, but here we go. We hit the orb, and boom, it gets smashed, and then it just rains down. down like so. I don't know how possible it is in normal mode without no clip, but we can go and check. I can even turn on hitboxes just to see what's happening here. It should just be the spikes that come down. How likely are they to kill me? They are not. Okay, beautiful. Yay, we did it. What I could do as well is turn off the background effect and turn it on as soon as you hit the trigger, because why not? So there's no particles in midair. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I can take damage now. Okay. We got this. Doesn't help that I suck at wave. Come on. I'm no clipping, dude. I can't. So when you hit the orb, boom, there's particles everywhere. That actually works so well. What the heck? This is sick. This will be uploaded on the Dan's Woman account by the name of Clubstep Monster. It's my alt. Reminder, the sweater is out on the store right now. If you buy it, make sure you let me know on Discord. You could get a chance to win Nitro, full Nitro. You know you want it. Thank you so much for watching this Geometry Dash building video. I'm sorry it's a bit goofy and sped up towards the end, but there was so much playtesting I could not physically fit it in one video, and the commentary was awful. Thank you. Check the links in the description, leave a like and subscribe, and have a good day.